Patience, please. Oh, bless. Happy to see people so excited to see me. Oh, I'm just not used to it. Like I haven't done live stuff on the internet for like God over 5 years now at this point. So it's cool. Oh yeah, I can see your face now. Ah, that's cool. In yeah, just the one R. Hey, it's my face. We got there in the end, eh? What what are you singing? What is that? Okay. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Oh, oh boy. Hey, no, it's cool.
Good.
It's good to get this stuff out of the way at the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, this is for real this time. I did see the Twitch chat saying there was no audio. Is no audio from
Jug,
just
tell
my
us.
end, or is it no audio in general? Because
Can
now
you
there's
Jug, can you hear everything? Please tell us.
drug wherever you are.
You're a
Um,
holy savior now.
Please save me from my sheer stupidity. Oh no, I can hear it. I just checked the
Oh,
stream on my phone. I can hear it
okay.
now.
There we
Okay,
go.
okay, cool.
Good stuff.
And then just I'm gonna listen to you say something real quick. Just see if you're saying something.
I'm Jimmy and I talk
There you go.
now,
There you go.
apparently.
Yep. All right. Cool. Now, all right. Cool. Now we can start the show.
Ooh.
Hello, everybody, and my name is Bailey Benson, aka Bemmy, and welcome to the show Tavern Talk, where we take extraordinary people of extraordinary measures to make imaginary people with stats and numbers. It's a friendly neighborhood storyteller. We are back at it again with the white vans, just doing some good old-fashioned D&D character creation stuff and disapproved puns from my guests, as
Terrible.
it is scheduled right on cue. But with that being said, I have a wonderful guest to kick me back off, put me in shape, and get me on the grind again. It is none other than I will let them introduce themselves.
I am Jimmy Sherwood. I am a voice actor and I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons.
Talk about a little about yourself, Jimmy, because you've
Oh,
done some cool stuff.
oh God, where do I begin? So I've been doing voice acting for about a year. I'm still new to the voice acting scene and this whole kerfuffle. Um, but in that time, I've done like little indie games. I've got myself out there as basically as people like to say, pillar of the community. Most people tend to know me if you're into voice acting in the like the Twitter and the Discords, and in the indie scene, people tend to know who I am. But it's I've kind of went from being a nobody to kind of lots of people knowing me to also kind of questioning my very existence in voice acting many times a week at this point. I think that sums me up in a nutshell.
No need to be silly. So what are some games that people can catch you on, and what are the most recent projects you've accomplished?
So unfortunately, yet again, considering I've only been in this game for a year, most of the games that I am in are still under NDA, still yet to be announced.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully within the next month or so, I can finally be like, look, here's all of these things of work that I've been promising you people. Finally there.
Ta-da!
So hopefully within that time I'll be able to actually be like, look, see, I was in things. I did actually voice act, promise.
Cross my fingers.
Yeah, it's going to be there soon. Just patience.
Oh man, but well, with that being said, you are here, you are doing things, and also you have a little bit of a D&D background. Why don't you dive into that for a little bit?
I guess I can. So I've been playing D&D for about 3-4 years now at this point. I've like for the longest while I was very much into D&D podcasts, so I listened to things like Drunks and Dragons, like a bunch of like Shadowrun podcasts back in the day. But it wasn't until Critical Role came around in which a lot of my friends also got into Dungeons and Dragons. So because of Critical Role, it basically ended up with me having a group of people who were also into D&D, and we all just got around the table. We all started playing. I was the go-to DM, and it was a lot of the D&D experience which got me into voice acting. There were people who were just like, oh, I love that voice that you've done for that character, or you know, all of those types of statements, and that was the thing that urged me to kind of take those steps into getting into voice acting. And here I am today, doing both D&D and voice acting on a regular basis.
Well, that's super cool, and like I'm glad those passions were able to weave in together. Do you have
definitely.
Well, you know, do you have any desires to go back to your stomping ground of like becoming like a D&D podcast of your own, or something along the lines of that?
I've got a few ideas. I've got a few show ideas coming up. I say in parentheses. They're still very much in the workshop phase, but I do have a few things which I've got written down. I'm like, hey, I'll come to that at some point after I get through like this other checklist that I need to go through. But hopefully, eventually, when I do have that bit of extra time, I will dedicate some time to like, oh, now is when I can do my D&D podcast, and now is when I can do my D&D show. So it'll get there eventually.
I feel like you will be able to do that. It will be very interesting. What would you call it, out of curiosity?
Oh, okay. Well,
because I'm sure you've been brainstorming some ideas for names.
Okay, so one of them that immediately comes to mind, but it would only work if it's a full British podcast, is Brits and Crits, and I'm so surprised that nobody has already claimed that title.
Oh, maybe it's obvious that like people are like, oh, somebody already has it, and then like meanwhile nobody has it. Yeah,
it's such a weird one. But then another one which I've got in the works, or I'm kind of like playing around with, is one called Broken Swords and Vocal Cords. And it's basically that. So it's basically meant to be a little bit of D&D, a little bit of voice acting. But my idea behind that show is more of an interview-based show where it's a bit more just kind of like me and another voice actor just go hard about talking about D&D and voice acting in particular. But in a very like structured setting that I've got planned. But it's it's something I'm workshopping, something I'm still playing around with. But I've got the idea, but I haven't put the pen to paper just yet.
That's fair, understandable. But these are things in the backboard that potentially
exactly
Jimmy do, and pull off amazing voices with, or even do a campaign, or just multiple one shots. That could be fun.
Yeah, that's something I do a lot right now. So I'm the administrator of the Voice Acting Club server for people who don't know.
Oh, that's true. With Kira and all of them.
I am indeed. And as part of that, one of the things I do on a regular basis is do like D&D one shots with other voice actors and other people who are just now getting into voice acting, not just now getting into voice acting and just now getting into D&D. So we've got this like entire group of people who, very similar to me, only got into voice acting in D&D because of the likes of Critical Role, and now I'm doing my best to like accommodate for those people and try to keep them enjoying both sides of that kind of world, you know.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I mean, I commend you for that. Uh, just you always got to remember though. There's one crucial thing where you just got to remember that it's not going to be exactly like Critical Role and everything
Oh
should be
yeah,
like
definitely,
uniquely
yeah.
different. Because a lot of people go into that mindset it's like I'm gonna get some voice actors. We're just gonna have a good time. We're gonna tell a
Yeah.
dramatic story. It's like every
Well,
every group is different. Everybody
oh,
is different. So
definitely.
you gotta like go with the flow on that and not try to be exactly imitate something. Like
Exactly.
you know.
Well, it's always been one of those things as well. Like when we do these games in the server, a lot of people are like, "Why don't you stream them? Why don't you like record them and put them on YouTube?" And to me, it's always about the fun and just like, "Hey, let's all get together and play D&D," rather than
Exactly.
just like make it a thing where you got to like, "Oh, let's get all our friends and family to watch." I'm just like, no, I just want to play. I just want to have fun and play
Just
D&D
chill.
without having to worry about it. So
Exactly.
so that's my kind of mentality towards it, anyway, at the least.
I respect it 100%. Well, with speaking of D&D, we've come here to create a character to learn more
We
about your
have
personality
indeed.
and how you think.
Oh
So
boy.
we'll see how that goes for you. We're gonna go off based off of some of the information on D&D Beyond, and we'll be
Okay.
doing some general information stuff, and we'll create something magical for you to use.
Oh boy.
Um,
Okay.
so with that being said,
I have
we're gonna.
been I have kind of briefly been thinking about it in the sense of, do I go for a character that I would voice, or do I just try to build me in D&D and see what happens?
Oh, okay. So those are two paths to break down. Well, last minute decision. So we'll see how it goes. We're gonna start
Oh.
with the list of races that
Oh,
are
okay.
officially in D&D. There's a lot of them. So you ready?
Okay.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
run
go.
them down like a auctioneer. If you don't
Okay.
recognize one, which I'll be very surprised if you do
Oh
because you're very
yeah.
well versed, uh, I will go ahead and repeat and say what they are and what they are specifically.
Okay.
But here we go. You can be an Aarakocra, an Aasimar, a Bugbear, a Centaur, a Changling, Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Feral Tiefling, Furbolg, Genocide, Yith, Gnome, Goblin, Goliath, half elf, halfling, half orc, hobgoblin, human, Colistar, Kenku, Kobold, Lizard Folk, Loxodon, Minotaur, Orc, Shifter, Simic Hybrid, Tabaxi, Tiefling, Tortle, Triton, or Vedalken, Viashino, uh, Warforged, or 1T Pureblood.
Okay. Okay. So I just listening to the list, I'm actually going to go
Half
for.
these were like Star Wars names.
So yeah, very true. Like Yonti is always a weird one to say.
Or
Um,
Vidalken.
Vidalken. But right, I'm gonna go for me. So for me, I'm going to go for dwarf.
Classic dwarf.
Since like long getting into my early kind of touchings of fantasy and Lord of the Rings, I was always loving like Gimli. I loved the dwarves. I was always like, I'm gonna be a dwarf when I grow up. It was a very weird mentality I had back then as a very young small child.
Oh, that's understandable. So let's see, which type of dwarf
Oof.
are you? That is the big question. Let's
Hmm.
see. You got Durgar, which is the
Probably not Durgar.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. There is also hill, and then those mountain.
Hmm. I'm probably like I think Hill are a bit more sociable, so I'll probably go for the Hill dwarf. Just for the like the I have the dwarven physical kind of features, but I think I have the I think I have a bit of sociable skills where I can be like, "Hey, everyone," rather than "Get off my land." So I'll go with Hill dwarf.
Fair enough. By the way, I was told to. Do you know who Sung Wukong is?
Sung Wukong. I
No.
have I have
Somebody's telling me to
no idea.
cosplay. Somebody's telling me to cosplay him in the chat. Also, they say hi to you. It's Mesu RJ Ken.
Oh, okay. Hi everyone. Sorry,
Hello. No, it's
I am
fine. It's weird. It's gonna be a learning experience of me like processing the chat, but also like doing the show at the same time. But
Yeah.
all right, so we're going Hildorf because we want to be more sociable.
Yes.
Okay, I dig that. Let's see. So you're a Hildorf. How
Hmm.
old is your Hildorf?
Ooh. Ooh. Good question.
The can
Oh,
uh they are considered young until they reach the age of 50. On average, they live about to be 350 years old.
okay. Well, I'm not going to be too old. I think I'm going to go with like how I feel within the VA community, shall we say? So I tend to be surrounded by a lot of people on both sides of the spectrum. So I've got some friends who have been in the industry for a solid like decade, and they basically started when I was a 10-year-old. But then I've also got these like newfound friends who are young and just starting voice acting, and they're in the middle of high school and doing all that type of thing. So I'm probably going to go
Ah,
for I'd say probably like 40 in dwarf years.
40. So just like still got you're not
Still,
aged yet, but
yeah,
you're
still
coming
kind
up
of
there.
like on the cusp, but still like old, I guess,
Yeah.
technically in regards to like human years. Maybe not old is the word I should use, but seasoned. Uh,
Season. There you go. That's a much appropriate word. So let's see. How tall are you? Not to be.
Ooh, yeah, I'm not a tall person IRL, so I'll probably
You're probably
like.
taller than me.
How tall are you?
I'm 5 foot even.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely taller than you. I'm about 5'9", so I'm kind of I've always been on the short end of most of my friends who are all like plus 6 foot tall, and I'm just there like I'm the short friend, even though I'm not that short. I'm just kind of average. But I would say like what are the heights for a dwarf? Is it 3 to 4 foot,
Um,
or is it
it is about
4 to 5?
4 to 5.
Okay, so I'd probably say I'll say like I'll say like 4.5. Let's go with that. We'll go for, yeah, 4 foot 5 inches. Kind of okay height.
Okay, four. There you go. Okay, so 4 5, just middle of the road, keeping it even.
Hmm.
That's fair. Let's see. Are you a boy, a girl, or other?
I'm gonna go full male alchemist. No, that's not.
That's a
Such a
good
terrible
reference.
joke. But no, I'm yeah. I'll go full male. I want to get that big kind of braided beard going.
Okay. Then we also gotta do we go list the backgrounds. So
Oh God.
we gotta pull that up real quick, and I want you to figure out the background based on the story you want to tell with them.
Okay.
So here we go. Let's find backgrounds. There we go. Bam. Acolyte, anthropologist, archaeologist, charlatan, city watch / investigator, clan crafter, cloistered scholar, courier, criminal / spy, entertainer, faction agent, far traveler, folk hero, gladiator, guild artisan, guild merchant, haunted one, hermit, house agent, house agent. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. House agent Kenneth, house agent Denaith, house agent Galahanda, Gahalanda,
Oh.
Gahalanda.
What even is what is that?
There's a bunch of house agents. What the hell? All right. No to the house agents. Inheritor, knight of the order, mercenary, veteran, noble, outlander, pirate, sage, sailor, soldier, urban bounty hunter, urchin, youth Gart tribe member, or a Watertavian noble.
Oh boy. Hmm. Yeah, again, thinking about myself as an individual, this is going to sound very dark. But probably of everything that you just listed, I think urchin kind of
Okay.
it's going to be one of those like started from the bottom
Now
kind
we're
of
here.
stories. Yeah, just like yeah, just the incline of like he was an urchin, but now he's a hero type
Oh, he
stories.
was like just living on the streets, or
Yeah, I would say grew up on the streets. You know how it is.
do I? So like what? So now let's just figure out the class, and
Okay.
then we'll figure out the full on story, and then I want you to improv your story. So let's see here. Let's get the classes out real quick. You obviously know this, but just for the sake
Mhm.
of pretending you don't know what a class is, there's
Yeah. It's not like
there.
I need to deal with players on a weekly basis and
No, you
teaching
don't.
every single one of them how to how to play their classes.
Nope. Barbarian, bard, cleric, druid, fighter, monk, paladin, ranger, rogue, sorcerer, warlock, wizard, or blood hunter.
Blood Hunter. I love
Blood
Blood Hunter so much. Um, I mean, I've got to go for Bard. It's the one that's most natural to
Classic.
me. Yeah, it's the class that I played the most. It is the one that I probably identify most with in the sense of just like, hey, look at me, everybody. I'm trying to do the thing. Um, and yeah, I think like a rags to riches bard story is a very relatable one. That yeah, I'll go with that.
It's fair. So we'll go ahead and just give you that. So now, let's see. So why did they become a bard? Because
Ooh.
that sounds like pretty much like a street performer on the streets.
Yeah, I can
Hence
dig
why
that.
street performer.
Yeah, just the idea of like all he had to his name was a flute and a tin whistle, and that's how he got by. Just playing a little ditty for the passers-by, and eventually earned up enough copper to, I don't know, uh, earned enough copper to make sure that his sister was cared for life. I think that could be interesting.
Ooh, who is his sister?
Another dwarf, I guess.
So
um, I don't
from the
know.
streets, it could have been like a sister of the heart.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I like the idea of just like not only being like he's not in it for himself. I always like people who don't play to class. So like when you play a bard and it's like, oh, I'm just the womanizing bard who's here to chat up all the girls in the tavern, as opposed to like, oh, I'm a bard with a heart of gold and I'm trying to do it because I want to, I want to support somebody, and I quite like the like moral idea of that, and like the philosophy that comes with it.
Okay, well, I mean that kind of self-explains its alignment. But what is your alignment? Just so we know.
Oh, chaotic good. Or I
Why am I
always,
not surprised?
I'm always chaotic good.
Oh man,
It is my go-to alignment with every character that I
you
play.
and
I just
literally every other voice actor.
it's just I love it. It's fun, and you don't have to worry about like chaotic evil ideas of just like I'm gonna just do things because I wanna. I'm like I'm doing things because I wanna for a purpose.
Yeah, that's
Like
fair.
so you do have you can have that balance of having a bit of fun and doing things which like aren't necessarily legal, but at the same time you're like I'm doing this because I've got purpose, man. I've got purpose.
That's fair. That's fair. So so there, it's just a young town bard living in a
Yeah,
lonely world,
pretty much.
just playing the tin whistle all night long.
It's playing the tin whistle.
Just going anywhere.
Yeah, just like he'd have the occasional nights where he'd get very lucky, where he'd be able to convince one of the tavern owners to let him go in and play in there, and he'd get a little bit more money, but that would happen very rarely. I like that idea as well.
What a struggle.
Yeah.
Oh man, were you guys like orphans and you were in a bad orphanage and you guys were like,
Oh,
run away, or were you just parents like, go in the streets and we'll be back in 5, and they never came
ooh.
back?
I would like I like the like escaping an orphanage situation where it's just like no we can't deal with this crap, we need to get out of here, and it's like we'd rather live on the streets than be in an orphanage where they treated us that way, and yeah, I like
Damn.
that dynamic.
Okay, cool. Let's see now. Some of the other interesting stuff. So, Bard, What instrument? So you said tin whistle is the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got one right here somewhere.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
What something I bought recently,
Oh.
and I was like fully intending to teach myself how to play. But it's just like a Gaelic tin whistle.
Oh.
I can't
That's
really play
great.
it, but yeah.
So good.
So that's my idea anyway.
Mmm. Man, that picked up on the mic so well.
My bad.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just giving you hell. All right. So let's see here. We'll go ahead and do your. What kind of weapons would they have? What kind of simple?
Ooh,
What kind of would they have a rapier, a longsword, or any other simple weapon?
probably just like a dagger or two. Really, I don't think he'd be able to scrounge up much in that regard.
That's fair. Daggers are like meh.
Yeah, just a pair of daggers in case he needs them. But I like he'd definitely be the type of person. Whilst he probably couldn't charm his way out of situations, he could probably talk his way out of situations
Oh,
in a
okay.
more kind
So
of
it's
like blunt manner.
persuasion's more like his persuasion's like very very good.
Yeah, but yet again, it's not like the whole kind of like, hey, come on, we got to be friends. It's more just like, hey, you leave me alone. I'll make sure that my friends don't come after you. And even though obviously he doesn't have those type of friends, but he'd be able to kind of just convince them of that type of thing. Maybe a bit more deception-y than charisma, perhaps. I don't know.
If he's lying, then yeah, it would be deceptive. But
Yeah, I think it would definitely be more about like yeah, like he wouldn't really be the most truthful individual, but at the same time, it's yet again with purpose.
yeah.
He lies with intent.
Now the question is do you go for the College of Valor or the College of Lore? And I assume obviously the College of Lore, but I don't know.
I think actually possibly the College of Valor because
Join the military or something?
yeah, well, maybe not the military per se, but like the idea of fame rather than I'm gonna read a bunch of books.
That's fair.
I think he would be more on that side of things, where he's like, I want victory, and I want I want I want to see my name in the on like the Hollywood stars kind of mentality.
That's fair. Okay, so Valor would be more like the shorter route to getting there.
Yeah, definitely.
So a lot more flashier and more offensive spells to look cool
Yeah.
than like just
Pa, 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 pa.
I'll just look cool over time. No, I want to look cool now.
Yeah, it's just poof poof like pyrokinetics and everything just going off behind him as he leaves the scene.
That's fair. So I think let's see anything diplomatic or entertainer kit. I assume entertainer kit.
Yeah, definitely more entertainer. Yeah.
And then we'll see here. Okay, so you have your background. Then really all we need to know is their name at this point.
Oh God, actually, yeah, good question. Ooh, maybe go for something
Here's
Welsh.
another one. What is your sister's name as well?
Ooh, that's another good question. Maybe Tummer and Guntuff. I'm gonna go for like Welsh names. I think Tummer is winter, and I think Guntuff. Oh no, Guntuff is winter, and I think Tummer is seasons. So I'll play with that type of thing. So
Okay.
Tummer for him, and then Gunter for the sister. I don't know what the surname would be. Maybe they don't have a surname.
Well, okay. They probably don't unless like they were left at the orphanage with a paper saying please use this surname.
Yeah, I think no. Let's go for something like Shea. Just kind of roll with the one name and make it work.
No, that's like which is which?
Tomor would be me,
Okay.
my character, and then Guntuff would be the sister.
How do you
Which is
say your name?
so Tummer is Tymyr, and then Tummer.
Tumor.
I'm going like full Welsh. and then Guntaf is Gyntaf.
Tomar?
Guntaf.
Is that how you say it?
Yes,
Tomar?
yeah.
Okay.
Near as damn it. I'll
Fair
I'll,
enough.
I'll say it's a pass.
Pardon my butchering. But let's see. Tomar. Would he be like Tomar the something?
Ooh. So, now I need alliteration. That's always the big thing with me. Tumor the Tin. Just with his tin whistle. I like Tumor the Tin.
Okay, I like
like
that.
so he gets known for his tin whistle, and over time, he just gets known as Tumor the Tin.
And what would their voice sound like?
Well, God,
Shout out to this plane. I don't
But,
know if you could hear it.
I do always like the idea of going a little bit Scottish with it, but I wouldn't go as gruff as I normally would with my Scottish accent. Just playing around like that, and he'd
Got
be
a
very
little
happy.
boyish.
Hello there.
I don't know. It's a bit of an interesting one.
Like hit puberty, but left a little bit with him as well.
Hey, just a little bit of fun in there, but he does have a little bit of grumble on occasion when he goes a bit lower. Just something like that.
Okay. All right, I can get behind this. So now, what is his, so apart from like setting his sister for life, does he have any other personal goals of his? Not selfish, but like just some goals.
I think I think a personal goal of his would probably be to like fame and fortune isn't like the key thing, but he wants to be comfortable. He wants to be able to maybe like start his own tavern or start his own bar or something that's still like a biggish goal, but something that's not like I want to own an entire kingdom. It's very simple but humble. I like that idea.
Okay, cool. It's like own a land.
Yeah.
Like a nice cottage or whatever that has like
Just-
a million.
Welcome to my tavern. Are you ready to play? Look, we got a few of the local lads in there ready to play their songs. Are you ready? Oh, it's going to be a great time.
Literally Hearthstone.
Yeah, actually, quite. Yeah, very similar in that regard. But I just like the idea of just like, oh, I just want to own a tavern.
I think also the innkeeper of Hearthstone was a dwarf as well.
Yeah, like that's always one of those like D&D staples or fantasy staples. It's good to just have like a Scottish bartender who's just like, yeah, hello there, how are you? You ready to have a
Welcome
beer?
to the inn.
Yeah,
It's good to see you.
it's just one of those like friendly voices that you would love to hear as you're like sipping on a pint of ale, and this is like, yep, keep talking, gruff old Scottish man.
I think I can book you for like I don't know innkeeper stuff, so we can have our like, own, like innkeeper name. We need it.
I'm so in. Like that's one of my favorite things to do is just like, oh, what kind of voice is this friendly innkeeper going to have? And it's just like, just play with every kind of accent that you have under the sun.
Dude,
oh, he's happy Russian. Hello, pleasure. Welcome to bar. That's so weird. Bar. Welcome to bar.
No, we should totally do it. And also, what's really fun is like if you ever listen to like the eSport Hearthstone events, they get the actual innkeeper voice for Hearthstone to say the names of the usernames. So it's just like you hear a happy Scottish man, and it'll just like you go like, this isn't like real username. It's like he'll go like Frozen versus Tom 60229.
Oh, that's great. Like I don't watch a lot of esports stuff, but of the esports stuff I've watched, I have watched a little bit of Hearthstone, and yeah, I think I remember watching that now, and it was I just love it's just fun. I love the fun nature of it.
I think it's so cool that they get like the voice actor for the innkeeper involved to like do the like current stuff. It's like so cool, keep him involved, and then like they make new heroes every time, and it's like so cool to. I want it. That's like my voice acting goal is to be a voice for a card or a hero. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Oh god, now I want to. Now you're getting me hyped to do more voice acting stuff, and I'm just like, oh, but it's like
Good goals. Bam.
But it's like it's 10 like 10 p.m. at night. I can't record anything now. It's too late.
No, don't worry about it. Do it.
Don't worry about the neighbors. It'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with that being said, Kumar and his sister have been born from the ashes of your mind. We'll go ahead and stat out this character.
Oh boy.
And we'll do that. I'll do that off screen for you. What level do you want him to be? What level do you think he's at?
I'd say like maybe 3rd level. He's got a little bit of bit of a background. He's got a little bit of experience, but not enough to be too powerful or to kind of.
At 40?
Yeah. Well, even good point actually. Maybe at 40, he's been doing it a lot longer.
Well, I mean, maybe dial down on the age. Maybe maybe he's recently escaped from orphanage.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Recent in the sense of maybe like a year or two ago.
Yeah. So, God, what age would a dwarven child be in an orphanage?
Probably normal child age.
But I'd assume on the older scale.
They age like humans up until 50.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Processing slows.
So, oh God, what age then? Maybe
like 17, 18?
Yeah, let's go with like he'd be 17, his sister's like a few years younger, and I think his priority would be like getting her out of that situation. Like he's already lived through it enough, and he's just like, nah, I can't do this. Let's go. Let's do our own thing. Now that I'm a little bit older and I'm a bit more world weary, I can take care and I can provide. Yeah, I like that. That one could work.
All right, fair enough. We'll go with that. It's like 17 or 18 years old, and he's got a very, very good voice. And we have officially created your character. Is there any other details you want to add about him, or any other things?
Ooh. I mean, I did want him to have a big old beard, but at that age, he'd probably just have like basically
shadow.
Well, I assume like even like a young dwarf would probably just have what I've got right now, which isn't a dramatic over the top beard, but it's still enough to show. Oh yeah, that must be a dwarf.
I mean, that's an impressive mustache.
So it makes it a bit more applicable. I do need to give it a bit of a trim. Actually, it's getting a bit too so bushy. I didn't realize that. Never realized how bushy my mustache was until right now.
If you want to check it out, check out Thirsty from Bloodthirsty Puppets, and he's got quite the mustache. It's just the most handlebar mustache, cool looking mustache in the world.
I've got a whole bunch of oils. I could I could do the whole twisted up bit as well.
You could. Just grow it out a little bit more and just get like the big old curl.
Oh boy.
But with that being said, Jimmy, where can people find you on the good interwebs?
Oh.
Apart from also just the Twitter that's linked over there.
There we go. I mean, that's mainly the place people can find me. Twitter is my main hub for anything that I do. So if I do anything which is like either whether it's like a podcast or whether it's announcing a game or announcing whatever I'm in, it'll all be on my Twitter account. And then from there, people tend to find me in other places, and it's like, oh, you're Jimmy from Twitter, and I'm like, yes, I am. How are you? So yeah, that's my life in a nutshell at this point. Like anytime I meet a voice actor on Discord, it's like, oh, you're Jimmy, you're Jimmy from Twitter, right? And I'm like, yes, I found you because of TweetDeck, and yet again, like I've got a bit of a marketing background, so most of my marketing background is like basically getting those people to know my name before I know their name. So it works. It pays off.
That's the goal.
Exactly.
But with that being said, follow Jimmy at Jimmy_Sherwood, like it says over there. There we go, over there. Damn. And make sure to also do that if you like this. If you're watching this on the tubes, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it. And also follow us on Twitch if you want to check out all these live guests coming in, like the beautiful Jimmy over here. There we go. And it's just a flick of the hair, looking so good, looking so great with that. And with that being said, Jimmy, thank you for coming on the show. We've been meaning to do this for a long time, and I'm glad we finally got to do it and just hang out and chill and have a great time.
Exactly, it was great fun. Thanks for having me.
No problem. I'm glad. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.